Abraham Avinu made a sacrifice, or was about to make a sacrifice. I read about a dancer, an Israeli dancer, who one day, or not one day, made a decision. She said, you know what? I'm going to change my lifestyle. If Abraham Avinu can make a sacrifice, I can make a sacrifice too. And what did she do? She went and got rid of all the clothing that she felt were not appropriate. She was not Abraham Avinu. She was a simple human being, just like you and I, but she did it. I want to tell you about another group of women just like us, like all of us, who made a sacrifice. I told this story once before, but since this story is such a powerful story, I'd like to share it with you again. The story is told about Rabbanit Kvki, who actually passed away this year. Zichrona livracha. We're told the following. A group of 40 girls came to her. A beautiful bunch of young girls. And, you know, the younger you are, the harder it is maybe. The temptations are hard, the challenges are hard. We all go through it. We're all facing these challenges and these questions and these battles. And I think that for the younger crowd it's much harder. So they came to see her. The menahelet, the principal, thank you. The principal of the school where the girls came from told the Rabbanit Kvki that these girls need a bit of words of chizuk, inspiration. Talk to them about it because they need to hear from someone. And that's what she told them. She told them all kinds of stories. She told them this story and another story. And amongst the stories, she told them the following story. She said just before the holiday of Pesach, Passover, when people are always busy, running, doing shopping, going to the malls, preparing for the holiday, there was a whole truck full of thousands of kilos of bombs that was sent to one of the malls in Haifa. Miraculously, this car did not explode. Nobody understood what happened. Had it exploded, it would have been a terrible story. Thousands of kilos of explosives. And she said the following. She said that she told them the following story. She said there was one girl who was walking in the streets of Tel Aviv, dressed really provocatively, totally immodestly. She was even walking around with a bathing suit. She was walking in the street, just her whole essence in life, her whole purpose in life was to get people looking at her, attract as many men as possible to look at her. And who knows what this created in their minds. One day, she didn't feel so well. She was sent to the hospital. They discovered that she had a terrible, huge growth in her stomach, the size of 1/2 kilo, which is 1 pound growth inside her stomach. And besides the growth itself, there were a lot of grurot. Who can help me with the word? It's basically the whole thing spread all over her body. The doctors told her, listen, you don't even have 1 day to live. That's it. We can't do anything. He said, you know what, if we send you home, they'll blame us for not taking care of you. So we'll keep you in the hospital. You'll stay here. We're going to operate on you. And we'll see what happens. This lady told this whole story to Rabbanit Kanievsky. She didn't know what to do. She was beside herself. Imagine that you come and you're being told that that's it, you have one day to live. It's final. She went home and she had a deep and honest conversation with herself. She started crying out and she said the following. She said, Ribono shel olam, Master of the world, I want to do something. I want to change something. What can I do? I want to do something to show you that I care, that I want to connect, that I want to do what you're asking of me. I want to make a change. I want to be different. I want to do something. Must be I have to do something. What did she do? She opened her clothes. She opened her closet. She took out all the clothes from her closet and burned them. She had nothing left. The next morning, she had to go to the hospital. She came to the hospital with her pajamas. Nobody knew. Something that she did quietly, nobody knew. When she came to the hospital, there was not even a professor there to take care of her because they knew that there's nothing they can do. There was just a doctor who was not a very experienced one. They opened up her stomach and they took out that half kilo, 1 pound of something that came out of her stomach. The doctor fainted on the spot. He had never seen something like this. He said, what happened? Where is everything? Where is everything that we saw in your stomach the day before? It's all gone. He said, what happened? This is the story that her Rabbanit told those girls. She said to them, she made a sacrifice. I'm adding, she's not Abraham Avinu, but she was a simple human being like us. She made a sacrifice. And Hashem, in return, gave her life. As those girls heard the story, those 40 girls who came to hear the Rabbanit, as they heard the story, they went back to their school. And other stories. They decided to sacrifice as well. They all went through their clothes and separated the right from the wrong, the good from the bad, and made a whole heap of clothing. And all the wrong clothing, they decided to burn. As soon as they finished this process, they heard the news. And what did they hear in the news? That truck, which was loaded with explosive in the mall of Haifa, was found and did not explode. And the Rabbanit said this was in return for what they did. It's a true story.